Hello everyone, my name is Brandon Job, and today I'm back again with Fanny Lora, the Mezzo Soprano from Holliston.
Hi,
Fanny, nice to
Brandon.
meet you today.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for coming back again.
Thanks for having me.
How's everything been so far? How's your summer been?
It's been a whirlwind, between finishing up school with my kiddos and then you have a few weeks and now we're almost at the end, so it feels like it went by really quickly.
I know. I wish today was better, but it's been raining like crazy
That's
out
okay.
today.
Perfect day for an interview.
I know, yeah, definitely. So talk about your last performance that you had last year when we talked. How was it?
It was wonderful. We had a full house at the Framingham Library, and I was very full of joy to see that this music was getting to the right people. There were so many new faces from Hispanic communities and just all around Metro West.
Yes.
And I had a few repeats, people that have come to the concerts before, and they were very happy. I remember a few people said, "You're a virtuoso," and I was like, that's nice. And then they said also, I felt connected to that music. I hadn't heard it, and I thought, see, that's why we need to keep doing it.
Exactly. Did you kind of try to do something a little different with that performance from other previous performances, or do you like keep it the same?
You know what was different was that the program was very focused on women.
Okay.
It was women composers from Latin America, one from Cuba, one from Argentina, one from Mexico, and then we had a very interesting set that was by a American composer, but he had composed the words of a Dominican poet laureate from Boston.
Wow.
And so it was a very interesting set where I got to explore the story of a Dominican young woman living through the pandemic, but also through being young and externalizing what that is like, and living the Dominican and living in Boston and identity. So that was very interesting for people to see that. Very dramatic.
Definitely. And then I know you, because we talked about this a little bit off air, like how women and just like being a lack of woman when it comes to music or just being on stage, opera, like you said, why does that mean so much to you, especially in your performance?
Well, through the years, what I've realized is that classical music, Hispanic classical music, has been underrepresented in the classical stage. But more so, women have been underrepresented in many, many stages, but specifically in classical music because the roles were written for men, because women were not allowed in the theater, till a certain point. And because of that, singing and performing the stories and the music of women is very important to me as a Dominican American mezzo soprano. And more than that, just seeing my culture represented through the lens of a woman is very important.
And speaking about culture, for some people maybe that didn't watch our previous interview, kind of give them like a brief background of like where you're from, where you grew up again.
Yes, sure. I'm from the Dominican Republic. I have a boomerang story. I was born here, raised there, came back to go to college, and through that experience of going to the conservatory in classical music, I didn't see myself represented, and I didn't realize it while I was in it. But as I became a professional and started working and creating my own concert programs, I realized I had an opportunity. And that opportunity was I could program my own music. I could program the things that I didn't get to learn in college. And I think that was like a magical light bulb moment.
Yeah, basically turning your opportunity into a career.
Exactly. Beautifully said. And so because of that, I've made it my mission to program this music. I'm also an Alexander Technique teacher, but whether I'm singing or teaching a workshop on mindful movement and curiosity about how we do things in life, my mission is the same, to create a space where people feel seen, represented, and connected through community and art.
And you spoke about obviously your career, Alexander Technique, and then I know as well you have a family. How do you go about like balancing everything on a day-to-day? Like, what is your I would say like kind of like your routine to like still pursue your career and then have a family as well too?
That's a big question. Well, I don't have a formula because I've only experienced my own life. So what I've done has been to listen to the chapters of my life and see in this moment what's appropriate.
What's the need in this?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I got married before I thought I would at 23. That's pretty early. And I thought, okay, I don't have to have children right away, so I'll do other things and I'll finish, studying what I wanted to study. Then children came along. Then the pandemic happened, so obviously I wasn't singing then, so I put all my, energy into my family, and I, did other creative things. And then now my kids are school age, pre-K and K, and so it's very exciting. But at the same time, I have, a concert series that I've started called Mano a Mano.
I did see that, yep.
Yeah.
And that's also on YouTube for anyone that's watching.
Yeah, it's very exciting because I get to collaborate with other in disciplines. It could be different instruments, or it could be dance or visual arts. And what we try to do is create a performance not for the audience, but with the audience, where they are part of what we're doing via dialogue, or we might teach them a dance or a song within it. And it's very cool to make a meaningful concert in a new way, It's not just classical music or dance, it's both, and community. And so in this season of life, my routine looks like getting up at 5 a.m. and like doing my reflection and trying to put in a set of laundry, and getting my coffee and having some quiet before the house just, wow, mom this, mom that. And then I take them to school and do my practice, and I cook, and then it's time to get them again.
Yeah.
But I try to finish work by the time they come home, because for me it's important to give them that time.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the teachings that you do and your career kind of go hand in hand.
Absolutely. That's a very good observation.
Would you say that kind of eases the amount of stuff that you have to do because it kind of correlates with each other?
That's a very good point, actually. Yes, because they're interconnected.
Yeah.
It's not like I have to prepare a completely different set of things.
Yeah.
It's all, I can draw from my own experience singing when I teach, and vice versa. The teaching, depending if it's a group class, I may have to do a little bit more of like creating certain materials, but with time that becomes a little bit more automatic. And I also leave space to tailor it to the people that I see, because if I prepare everything and then people show up with other needs, I don't want to be the teacher that is like, no, but this is what I planned. I try to respond to what's in front of me.
Yes.
Yeah, but I have to say, key tribe moments are having my husband stepping in when I have concerts, and my mom who helps me, and a very good babysitter that we love, because there's no way you can do this alone.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned family. How supportive have they been, especially with you and your career too?
Well, things have changed, right? When I first was like 8 and was in a kids TV show in the Dominican, my parents were like, yes, go do it. Like, it's fun. You're a kid. You should get to do things like that. Then fast forward to being 12, and I said, I want to study voice. Then my dad was like, what? No, that's not a career. He thought it was like the rock and roll, like I'm gonna be out all night and kind of like drinking and doing things. And I thought, like, Dad, I want to sing, like learn how to sing classical music. He was like, well, talk to your mom. And my mom was so sweet. She's like, I'll pay for the lessons. Don't worry about it. And eventually my dad got on board.
Okay.
Funny, 2 days ago, actually, he sent me a picture of him. He took a picture of me while I was in a college voice lesson, because he had gone to visit me.
Okay.
And he just sat there, as a fly, trying not to be too noisy. And he sent me that picture, like, this is the picture I took when you were a freshman in college.
Wow. So it's like a throwback.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And I thought, Dad, you still had that, that was so sweet. So it's the support of my family, especially of my dad, has definitely deepened with time.
It's definitely grown through time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because I don't know, in my culture, in Dominican view, you should be a doctor, you should be an engineer,
trust me,
you should be one of the hard
You already know, we're both
things.
from the Caribbean. That's what they say, like lawyer, doctor, like all that, yeah.
Other than that, you're not either going to be valuable
Not
to
successful,
society,
like,
you're not going to bring food to the table, like what are you doing? How are you contributing? But I think when you stick to it, like you are doing, it shows not only them but you personally that it was worth your time and your interest
and that determination.
Yeah, and that you can have like a beautiful life through this medium. I don't think it's easy, but I think it's doable.
Yeah,
right?
But when you keep staying at it, like there, you will find your passion through it. Definitely.
Yeah, it's a marathon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Leading up to the next performance, especially now that we know how well the last one went last year, is there something maybe new that you're presenting to the audience? Something different? Like what's going to be for people to look forward to for your next performance?
Yeah, so the next performance is Saturday, September 26th at 3 p.m. in Framingham Public Library. And for
Same place as last time?
Same place.
Okay.
So, and it's a completely free performance, thanks to the support of the Framingham Cultural Council. And we will be performing, I will be performing with a quintet that I put together. And the program is called Mano a Mano, Arias in Dialogue.
Okay.
So it's different because since last time I've created this concert series, and this specific concert takes pieces from different operas that I've picked myself with different themes, and I pair them with Hispanic pieces that talk about the same thing.
Nice.
So it's like a way to explore how a story can be told in so many different ways, or how the affect can be explored through different types of music within the classical, realm.
Okay.
And there are illustrations that have been made specifically for this program to talk about passion and community and love and betrayal, and so it's not only like it's not only a concert, it's an experience.
Yes, and I think you did say that last time too.
Yes, and I love experiences.
100%. That's how you learn.
Yeah, and people are invited to be a part of it, because at the end of the concert, so we sing, and obviously I take people through the conversation, like what is happening here, what is the theme here. They look at the illustration, they might see a little explanation of the background story, and then at the end they're invited to participate in a 10-minute conversation with us, the musicians. So it's guitar, piano, percussion, and violin, and voice. And they can talk to us and we can talk to them about the experience, what they liked, how the themes were portrayed, questions they might have.
Do you also accept feedback?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the whole point, that they can ask, like, that part that you played, was that from this, or how did you do that? That was an interesting sound you made. Or what's that word mean? It kept coming back, we had one person this concert was premiered in Holliston in June. Yeah. And one person said, I didn't know what to expect about this concert. I was intrigued, but I didn't know. Now that I have experienced it, I have to say, as a Colombian, I feel like I saw my life in those pieces.
Wow.
And I had goosebumps.
Yeah, because at least like you see it's really resonating with the people, not even just from the DR or here, people from like the neighboring countries as well too.
Absolutely. And these arrangements, the pieces that I chose that are Hispanic pieces, I had them arranged for this group, for this quintet. So they didn't exist before this year. Okay. And that's exciting too, for people to be able to be witness to something done in a new way.
Nice. Yeah. And I definitely look forward for seeing that concert. But let's shift a little bit, because obviously last time we talked a lot about you as a person when it came to background, and then leading up to the performance that you had then, which was definitely amazing. Now let's kind of like I want to shift to do a little like fun facts about yourself. Ooh. So first, let's talk about who is your favorite artist? And it can be any genre, or it could even be in the music that you like.
Okay. It's Juan Luis Guerra. He is a Dominican merengue artist. Okay. And he has represented the Dominican culture and Hispanic culture so well. Since I was a little girl, I'm dancing to his music. My sister used to have all his albums. She's older than me, so obviously I learned from her.
Yeah.
But I know every song. I've known his trajectory, and to me it feels like he knows what longevity looks like in the arts, and not only is his music good and communicative and expressive, but it's also a message of unity and love.
Uplifting.
Yeah, it's uplifting, and I
Yeah.
think that's a choice people can make.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And that kind of like got you into that, having that passion for that music.
Yeah, and to feel that my roots are important
100%.
and they're meant to be embraced. So I've always loved his music.
Okay. Next question. What's something that you like to do in your free time?
Ooh, I like to dance ballet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I do see sometimes like on your social media that you like, cause you're someone that's very how should I say it? Like you like interacting with people a lot, especially whether it's one-on-one or like through social media. So I think I see that a lot sometimes within like some weird posts or like on social media.
Yeah, I actually went back to ballet this January because I used to be a ballerina when I was younger, and I think there was something in me that just needed to come back to it and explore it, because at the time where I stopped lessons was because the ballet school at my school, they closed it. So it wasn't like by choice of me wanting to leave it. So I thought, now I'm an adult and I feel like I need to move in this way again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be one.
And then last question, and it's more just for like you yourself, but how long do you see yourself maybe continuing as being a mezzo soprano? I know you mentioned longevity with the artist. What was his name that you mentioned?
Juan Luis Guerra.
Juan Luis Guerra. Do you see yourself also trying to have that longevity too, or is there a time that you know that like, okay, no, I want to stop and just focus more just being with my family?
No, I think I'm in it for the long game. I like the long game because the long game it talks about intention and also growth through the things that we do, and I'm really believing that you can create a life where my family and my music are not separate.
They're intertwined.
Yeah, and they enrich each other. And I think definitely I'm in it for the long game.
And I like that as well. And last question, I would say, especially because you love coming to the Framingham area, and you don't live that far either way. So you're right,
No,
you're
I'm
right
not.
here. Yeah. But yeah, definitely last question I would say is what is your favorite thing about Framingham?
About Framingham.
It could be multiple things, one thing, whatever you want it to be.
I think when I'm in Framingham, I feel at home. There, I see, like, I go get kibes at a Padaria Brazil, like, I go to Jack's Abbey. My kids love that food, I like to come to the festivals, and in the library there are, like, Spanish reading mornings for the kids,
Definitely, yeah.
Like, it feels that I'm not so far removed from the things that I call home.
Like a home away from home.
Yeah, I like that. And obviously that includes diversity of thought, of people, of foods, of sounds. And I really love that about Framingham.
Definitely. And I know that a lot of people have said too, like they like the diversity that we have here in Framingham, and then how like there's a space for everyone, because everyone's obviously coming from a lot of places, but like Framingham is so diverse where it's like everyone can fit it to where
Yeah,
their community is.
you can come as you are, and there's a place for you here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And last but not least, one more time, just let everyone know like the upcoming performance, date, time.
Yes, thank you, Brandon. The concert is Mano a Mano, Arias and Dialogue, on September 26th, Saturday, September 26th at 3 p.m. At the Framingham Public Library. Yeah.
Nice. And I hope everyone tunes in, and definitely make sure to come see Fanny Lora on that day. You guys won't want to miss it.
Yes, see you there.
Thank you again,
Bye.
Fanny, for coming in.
You
and
too.
Definitely love having you here and sharing your time here at Access Framingham.
Thank you for having me.